I can totally wake up any person that I want to be. They actually said this statement, and I will never forget how horrified I was when I heard this. And that's how you control time. Oh my God, you guys are going to love this teaching.
Any moment, I'll have you begging. Can't you see that I'm untamable? You keep calling me a psycho. Got it in my head, careful what you say.
Hey guys, I'm Jasmine with Manifest a Specific Person Fast, where you can learn to manifest anything that you want, even a specific person, faster. So in this video, I'm going to talk about Abraham Hicks, who I have studied a lot over the past 12 years. I think I know everything that Abraham Hicks has ever said. And if I'm a manifesting expert, which I am, I'm also an Abraham Hicks expert. And I really love Abraham Hicks. I really do. But regardless, I'm going to give you the truth on it. Okay, so this is the real, raw truth on Abraham Hicks. Although there are a lot of wonderful, perfect teachings coming from Abraham Hicks, when I really started zeroing in on how do you get to that instant manifestation? How do you really be the God of your reality in a miraculous way? How do you really make it happen fast? Because you can be and do and have everything that you want, right? The universe is abundant and limitless and omnipotent, and everything is possible. We have infinite potential. So then how do you make it happen better, faster, and instantly? How do you have that kind of control? And when I started really diving into that, that is when the horrifying reality of the Abraham Hicks limitations started to rear their ugly heads at me. Abraham Hicks does have limitations in their teaching, so I'm going to tell you both. I'm going to tell you the really wonderful, amazing, and correct law of attraction teachings that they have, and I'm going to tell you what the limitations are and, how to avoid them and how to spot them. And you can still listen to Abraham Hicks as long as you know what to listen to and what to not listen to. All in all, personally, I don't find myself gravitating to Abraham Hicks very often nowadays. Occasionally I'll enjoy it because, they do have the right idea when it comes to some really important foundational things when it comes to manifesting, but it's a little slow for me, right? And we're going to get into that. By the way, if you're digging this and if you're digging me, go ahead, like the video and subscribe and ring the bell for more. So the good stuff, the good parts, and they teach some really, really essential things. And here's one of the things that they teach that is simply essential in manifesting. And it begins with words don't teach. They are so right. I mean, I can say all the right stuff, but your state is your state. And so Abraham Hicks does a really good job of teaching state. And this is something that I think, and maybe this is my own limiting belief, but isn't that the fun of life, right? I think that teaching state, I have found it to be a little bit difficult because I will say the right things, but is the other person able to conceptualize the words that I'm saying in the way that I'm saying it? Are they able to experience it? Who knows? And so I will, when it comes to state, I find myself repeating a teaching over and over in order for people to actually be like, oh, now I get it, and then sometimes people get it and then they forget it. They'll get it and then they'll forget it, and then I have to talk them back into it. So Abraham Hicks, admittedly, okay, they say this all the time. They say, we got one answer and that's it. And it's remarkable that all you guys still keep coming to see us after 32 years of us saying the same stuff over and over. Because we got one answer. And they're right. Words don't teach, and your state is really, really what's important. It's the state. It's the perspective. You have to be there. You can't just hear about it. You have to understand it, right? So they teach over and over and over how to get into a state, how to get into a state, how to get into a state, how to get into a state. They teach you how to feel for it. They teach you how to feel for it when you don't know what that means, or how to feel for it. How to feel for something different when you don't know how to do that. They teach you how to shift, and they teach you how to pay attention to the subtleties. They teach you how to just kind of know that, there's a compass. I got this compass and it says there's something over there. And how do I get over there? They teach you how to shift your state and what that is and what that means. And they take you through that process, and they're willing to explain it over and over and over and over. All very important things that they're teaching. State is so connected to feeling and joy. And I mean, it's really, really cliche what we say, follow your joy, follow your bliss, follow your joy. It is so uninspiring to hear that, but it is, I can't think of anything more important than that, honestly, because that's what this whole manifesting thing is about. So if you're not willing to do that at all, or start somewhere and just get started following your joy, you can't follow your joy in a bigger way. So they really, it's very basic. They just emphasize that basic stuff over and over. But what a lot of people, I think, don't appreciate about the basics is that the basics is what takes you all the way. And if you can't go all the way, then you just don't even have the basics. So Abraham Hicks has these very basic teachings that if you listen, and if you're willing to listen, and if you listen more than once, and you're willing to keep listening, and you listen a few times, and you keep going back and trying to catch more, that eventually you're going to figure out the meaning of feeling, and then you're going to experience the feeling, or the connection between feeling and state, and how joy really is important because it puts you in a completely different place. They teach you about detachment and surrender and living in the end. Now, I noticed that detachment and surrender are very sorely misunderstood and misinterpreted in the manifestation community, okay? Surrender and letting go and detachment does not mean what you think it means. It just means give up the fight, give up the resistance, and let go of the resistance, let go of the worry, surrender the doubt, and detach from the agony of trying to manifest. So it doesn't mean let go of the desire. That's impossible, right? Abraham Hicks says that's impossible. You can't let go of the desire. It's not going to go away. So all you're letting go of and surrendering and detaching from is the trying aspect, the part of you that isn't letting yourself experience the joy of living in the end and having it, the part of yourself that says, but. Yeah, so it's these super duper, they got the basics down so good, and it's really, really good to train yourself a little bit, especially, and more than a little bit. It's really good to recondition yourself and create different habits with yourself. I think teaching the art of being able to feel subtleties, that's been one of the most important things when it comes to manifesting for me. Because the more subtly you can feel, the better that you're able to navigate yourself and catch momentum. And Abraham talks a lot about momentum and catching it early and pre-paving. And all of these things really are true and play, I mean, a huge part. It's just crazy and incredible, the things that they're teaching that are completely infallible. There's a lot of their teachings are infallible. Here is what turns me off about them personally. The reason initially why I stopped gravitating towards them is because there's this, okay, let me explain. There's this thing going on with them where it became obvious to me that they don't believe in the competency and in the ability of the audience. And so it's like, whether this is true or not, this is the way that it comes across in the videos that you watch from them of the seminars, okay? So it appears that everyone that gravitates towards them is like in a really bad vibrational space. Vibration meaning state, right? State of being. Maybe that's true, and maybe it's just part of the co-creative perspective when you're with Abraham Hicks. I don't know, but I know that that's how it always feels to me. It always feels to me like I have to listen to some person asking a question and they're probably not in a good space, and that is such a damper, and I don't even want to hear that part. But like, you can't skip the whole video, you know what I mean? So I just would like put something else. It's like sort of a damper on your vibe if you're trying to lift your vibe, right? Or like feel better, or like get some motivation, or live in the end, or whatever. Kind of a damper. Okay, but beyond that, it sounds to me like Abraham Hicks doesn't believe in the people that they're talking to. It sounds like they believe that manifesting and learning to manifest and apply, they believe it's difficult for people to learn. And that is huge. And then you hear the way that they're talking to the person as if they're trying to put training wheels on the message. And I understand sometimes, that basics are really important, but I just feel like there's something about the way that they speak to the person where it definitely feels like training wheels, because we don't think that you're going to be able to apply this and we need to go really slow for you. And that's just not a vibe that I get from Neville Goddard or Joseph Murphy. So that tells me that it's completely not necessary. And in fact, I find Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy to be way more uplifting overall because of that. Speaking of Neville Goddard and Joseph Murphy, who teach you to begin from the end, Abraham Hicks does the opposite. They meet the person where they are. And this is, I don't understand for the life of me why they do this. I mean, there's this completely different way that if you just begin from the end, it's like a GPS. You're just pulled to that end by any means necessary. That's how manifestation works. Wherever you're at, whatever your vibration is beaming, right? Whatever you're giving off is exactly where you're going to be pulled to instantly. Like, it's just by any means necessary. To be honest, I know that Esther Hicks is tapping into universal intelligence, but it's all you. Everything that you tap into, it's all you. So it really is Esther Hicks. Esther Hicks just doesn't know that it's Esther Hicks. Or saying Abraham Hicks, it's just like this way that allows her personally to be able to tap into that energy. But it's really Esther, right? So Esther is limited by her own personal limitations. And when I heard Abraham Hicks, this is so hard for me, you guys. Abraham Hicks has this thing, where it's like the opposite. They don't teach instant manifestation and they don't teach faster. They actually try to teach you to do the opposite, which it's funny because that's how you manifest instantly, is by just knowing that it's already done and not trying at all. That's what they're getting at quite a bit. They're getting at the less tension, the more it happens. The more ease and effortlessness and knowing, the more it happens. You don't have to try. That's how you make it happen, is by not trying and just knowing that it's done. Yeah. But it gets worse, you guys. Abraham Hicks, this is so hard for me to say because this is worse than nails on a chalkboard for me. But they actually said this statement, and I will never forget how horrified I was when I heard this. Abraham Hicks, and I quote, "There is no such thing as a quantum leap." And I think I don't know what to do. I was so horrified that they said that. I was like, oh no, my God. Just a reminder for those of you who are new, the law of attraction and manifesting works however you think that it works. So their method really makes a lot of sense, and I understand their method, but it's not the fastest way. And after many years, I figured out that there is a different, faster, more quantum leaping instant way. What about parallel realities? It's like they don't teach from this idea of parallel realities, and the idea of parallel realities is what makes everything possible. But they say you can be and do and have everything and anything that you want, and everything you can have. And then they say there is no such thing as a quantum leap. Now, let me explain a little bit about this. So first of all, Abraham Hicks teaches about priming. So if somebody says, how do you get rid of doubt? They say, before you get it. That doesn't make any sense, right? Because it's all about priming. So if I want to, let's say that I've been waking up every morning and I listen to a motivational video about money. Okay, great. So that's going to prime me in my day to think better thoughts about money and to have better expectations about money. And it's going to really prime the way that I'm living my life, period. Everything that you're putting into your mind, exposing yourself to, really has a huge impact on, it just ripples out like the butterfly effect. It is so crazy, and it's so important what you're putting in. So how do you get rid of doubt before you get it? Okay, there is a lot of pre-paving involved in manifestation, period, the end. But here is the thing about that, is that you can totally bypass all of that. Oh my God, you guys are going to love this teaching. You can completely bypass all of that. How? By no longer being under the impression that this is a continuum and that that you're limited by time and that you're limited by yesterday and what happened today and all of this. Time is a complete illusion. And Seth, I don't know if you know who Seth is, but Seth came before Abraham, and the Seth books, okay, they were the books that Esther Hicks read before she started channeling Abraham and teaching Abraham's teachings. Okay, so Esther Hicks knows all about Seth. Now, Seth, I think, is a little bit more progressive than Abraham in the way that they do seem to teach really in the true sense that there really are no limitations and that everything is just an illusion. I don't really know why that doesn't translate very well for Abraham, but she read the books. And yeah, Seth talks about how time is purely an illusion, and like if you think about time differently, then it'll be different for you. And I can totally see that. Like, I started using that in my own life. Like if you think something logically is going to take an hour, then logically it'll take an hour. If you think this is going to take me all day, it's going to take all day. If you think I'm going to get done early with this and I'll have time to spare, well, then that will be the case. And that's how you control time. So the way that Abraham Hicks teaches this momentum thing, I kind of like it and I kind of don't. In one sense, it's like whatever you feel like you're capable of doing in the moment, let that be okay. That's a lot of what they talk about in their teachings, and that is gold right there. That's perfect. But at the same time, you can feel any way that you want to feel at any point in time, right? So I don't have to feel better right now, but I can. You see, it's not force. It's just, well, why don't I? Because I kind of prefer that and I kind of like that and it's kind of nice and I think I can do that. I think I can manage that, but you can also get into this mindset where you totally understand that you can make big shifts now. And there is just no limitation. Like, I can be a different person right now. I can be a different person tomorrow. I am not limited by whatever I did yesterday. I can feel like total crap today and think the worst thoughts. And then I can just be like, this is how I'm going to wake up tomorrow. And because I deliberately intended it and I envisioned it and I came into that state, I can totally wake up any person that I want to be. And it's like, where did that person go? What about the momentum? Where's the momentum? Momentum exists if you believe in momentum. If you don't believe in momentum because you understand parallel realities and infiniteness, infinite possibilities in every moment in time, if you're not hindered by beliefs about time and continuum, you can manifest things instantaneously, just like you'll be able to see that, oh, new reality now. You'll be able to experience those quantum leaps and those jumps. But Abraham Hicks never gets into that. I don't know. It's like, so what they say is true. They've been teaching the same stuff for over 30 years. I don't know if it's 33, 35 years. They've been teaching the same stuff for over 30 years, and they haven't evolved that much. It has gotten better with time, but the teachings themselves are kind of the same, and they are not one to go to if you want to know about instant manifestation at all. Because, They don't believe in quantum leaps. They don't believe in instant manifestation. And I wonder what it would be like if they did. And I wonder if they'll ever change their minds. Maybe I'll manifest that. But anyways, that's my analysis. Look, if you watched the video all the way until this point, I want you to click the like button and press the subscribe button. And I want you to ring the bell so that you are updated every time that I release a new video. If you want coaching, if you want to join my membership group, or if you want to go to Cancun with me next month, all of those links are below. Here is a highly recommended playlist for you guys. Here is my playlist on how to manifest faster. Don't forget to subscribe, and I'll see you in the next video.
That was easy.